So with that, let's get into the transfer news. Transfer news. Obviously, in future reference, people, my live streams, make sure you're checking in the descriptions the timestamp so you can specifically get what you think we have, man. Yeah, we're there, man. Chill out, chill out. You reckon we'll get Raphinha? Probably not, but hope so. Hope so. I mean, it seems like if Barca can find the peas, he's theirs, isn't it? Really and truly. But where should we start? Where should we start? Where should we start? Let's start with Gabriel Jesus, man. We're gonna just have to read through several bits of media. Apparently, Gabriel Jesus wants to join Arsenal, who are increasingly confident that they are close to agreeing a deal. Arsenal are expected to increase their offer, which is short at the present of Man City's valuation of around 50 million. Apparently, Arsenal's initial bid for Gabriel Jesus was worth up to 30 million quid. Once again, he wants to join us, apparently. So yeah, make of that what you will. That's the first bit. This article is saying Gabriel Jesus and his family's agents have arrived already in London, in England. Sorry, Arsenal are still ahead. To complement what we published in April, the confirmation of Gabriel Jesus' environment for ongoing talks with Arsenal, we can now confirm the arrival of the player's agent and family to Manchester to complete negotiations with Manchester City. The pace of negotiations is now scheduled to accelerate as Manchester allowed the player to leave this summer. Jesus is also in Manchester since the end of the international mission with his country. The player wants to determine his future as soon as possible and focus on preparing for the next season in the best possible way. What we also know is that despite the interest of several other clubs in the player, Arsenal is still ahead in the lead in signing him. Until this moment, the club has full confidence in the possibility of completing the deal in the coming days and also wants to complete the deal soon. I mean, you're not alone. I think every Arsenal fan wants to see that done. So that's that. Next, apparently, Fabrizio Romano is apparently saying people Gabriel has this Arsenal transfer developments expected in the next few hours. Apparently, Romano says Arsenal fans can expect potentially significant developments in the next few hours. Arsenal are set to hold further talks over a possible deal for Jesus today, and the Brazil international remains their top target up front. Still, it could be that if progress isn't made in today's talks, the North London Giants will move on to other targets. In commas, Gabriel, well, quotation marks, better yet, Gabriel Jesus is still the main target of Arsenal as of today, Romano explains. In the next few hours, there will be new contacts to understand if they can reach an agreement or move on to other targets. There's not only Arsenal on Gabriel, who will 100% leave City. He's a top player who wants to start matches, and it's not too surprising to see him take his time over his future, which he's entitled to do. We've spoken on that. Fabrizio Romano said, I'm aware there's been speculation about Arsenal chasing Christopher Nkunku. It's not an easy one for Arsenal. The price is over 100 million euros because Leipzig want to try to keep him at all costs and could even offer him a new contract this summer. Can't see that, but it is what it is. Who wouldn't want Christopher Nkunku? He's got the swagger. He's got the final, he's got the good way to pass. He plays with his head up. He can hit a free kick. He's got a lot. He's a very technical footballer. He makes good runs, scores goals. He'd be a perfect false nine, but if I was him, I'd probably stay put at Leipzig, go into the World Cup in the best possible form, and then move. And it seems like Leipzig are keen to sell him next summer. And I can't see us spending 100 million on Nkunku to go with Gabriel Jesus, Nketiah, Osaka, Martinelli, and Saliba new deals without any potential outgoings or significant outgoings, really. So there's that. I can't pronounce my man's name, but Arda Guler is apparently a player that Arsenal are hot on. Very technical player, man. Got a future in the midfield somewhere. Very creative player. Can play between the lines. Can plays with his head up. Can play a defense splitting pass. Very cultured 17-year-old. Would need to improve physically, but I think he's going to have a decent future. And I hope Mesut Ozil, is a current teammate, is giving him the cosign. Apparently, Fenerbahce is experiencing the excitement of Arda Guler. The Premier League team Arsenal started the transfer process for the young star. Arsenal's preparing to make an offer to the yellow dark blue players for the player whom Mesut Ozil also praised. They met with Ozil for Arda Guler, who showed himself this season. Many clubs, especially Arsenal, had come to Turkey for the 17-year-old young star. The British giant is preparing to knock on the Yellow Canaries' door for Arda Guler. Fenerbahce keeps its testimonial expectations very high for the young star, according to reports by Axam.com or something from the British press. The young dark blue, Google Translate's butchering this. People are waiting for, I assume this means an offer of 25 million euros. In the continuation of the news reported, it stated that Arsenal could afford to pay this fee and they insist on adding Guler to their squad by transferring him. As you know, he's only played in 16 official matches, 373 minutes. He's got a lot of potential, people. He needs to bulk up physically and obviously things according to his age. But yeah, he's quite lit from what I see. We've been linked with Fabian Ruiz. Once again, people, I don't think it's happening, but Napoli are set to open the doors for Arsenal to make a move for Fabian Ruiz, according to this Italian journalist, Paolo Bragia, as the player's contract reaches its final year. People scrolling all the way down. It seems like Tielemans is the key target. We're not going to grab Basuma, but he has said the club is in fact having a tough approach on Fabian. The player wants to leave the team, so Napoli will listen to important offers or he'll be relegated to the bench as he'll be excluded from the club's project. I back the interest from Arsenal. I'd love this guy to sign for us. He's everything the club pretends Xhaka is. Pardon me. I bring back the interest from Arsenal and Juventus, even if Juventus cannot make proposals worth 30 to 40 million. With Juventus struggling to compete financially with its Premier League rivals, Arsenal will have to make their mind. No chance there, really, but that'll be a lip-sided. Pardon me. Allegedly, Arsenal are closing in on 18 million. Aaron Hickey as ex-Hearts boy nominated for prestigious Golden Boy. We'll get off the screen, I believe. But apparently, we'll have to pay upwards of 18 million to sign the 20-year-old, with Hearts in line for a sizable windfall due to a sell-on percentage, people. Apparently, the Bologna Donny said Hickey is one of those we could sacrifice, but if we don't receive adequate offers, he'll stay for another year. We have a good potential to do well and earn more than 50 points. We must be good at financing new signings and finding new players. If we make the right moves, we'll be able to replace them and keep all the others. Fair play. On Raphinha, Romano said Arsenal have been keeping tabs on Raphinha since March. He's one of the possibilities on the list, but not the only one. Leeds are asking for 55 million euros guaranteed and not paid in many installments, which is why the deal to Barca has slowed down. Crazy. So if we can grab him, why not? But they're not on this broke boy thing, so I don't know what we're able to do for that. Really and truly, I mean, you could humor yourselves, Arsenal fans. Apparently, the Brazilian admitted in his piece for Player Tribute, I'd be watching the Premier League with my dad on free-to-air channels. Henry was flying, man. The runs, the finishes, it was crazy. I also remember that the stadiums were always full. The songs, the shout, the noise. I can remember the details. I was probably sitting in a rundown bar somewhere in Raphinha when I made the vow, one day I'm going to play here. Does that mean Arsenal? Please, mate. Why not, people? But I can't see that happening. Leeds are understanding of their wingers' desire to play on the European stage. The Champions League's overrated, bro. Europa League, there's more games, really, and teams drop down. This is where it's supposed to be, Raphinha. Come sign for us. But I have no obligation to sell unless their valuation is met. Arsenal have reportedly stepped up their interest in a bid to pit their London rivals to the Brazilian, but missing out on the Champions League instantly puts the club at a disadvantage compared to Spurs, who have been linked, and Barcelona. And I'm not sure if Liverpool will go for him, but Liverpool were previously linked with him in the past. So make of that what you will. 116 likes. Can we move to 200? If you've hit the like button, God bless you. If you haven't, unexpected high bills are coming. Arsenal willing to sell flop at 15 million euros. Two clubs have come knocking. Phil Price is expensive. This is talking about Pablo Mari. I can't lie, I don't care enough to actually go in depth at this, but it says Lazio and AC Milan. See what happens when you sign average players. You not only waste money, but you're not able to sell them on because you've signed a shit player on big contracts and a decent wage. So it makes it difficult. No matter how much you lie about left-sided centre-halves and whatnot. And I wonder how much games Mari has actually played for Arsenal Football Club, and his fee, the loan fee and the permanent fee added together. How much did that work out at a cost per game? This is what I mean about Arsenal having, since 2013-15, I need to find the graphic. We've been up there for spending. Arteta and Edu inherited some problems in terms of how we spending and mismanagement. And when we actually have good players there, like Griezmann at a time, like Bruno Guimaraes, we dig our heels in and we drag it and drag it and drag it. But also, they've had some L's of their own unnecessarily. Aubameyang's contract's an L because you tore it up, and you tore up Williams' contract as well. And Pablo Mari. Cedric, I mean, he's cost us points as well. He's done okay at times, but he's cost us points. So what does that mean? So how, you sign Pablo Mari, and ultimately he's going to leave Arsenal Football Club doing his thing. He's made 15 appearances for Udinese, who we should be trying to buy that Ndoggy guy from. He's made 22 appearances for Arsenal. How much will you sign for Pablo Mari? That's in all comps, by the way. How many are in the league? Crap. I've never seen Bob when he gave away that penalty against Chelsea, when he got savaged against Lukaku. I never forgive Arsenal fans for saying that he's the best centre. Some said he's the best centre back at this club. He played 14 times in the Premier League, 22 appearances, 14 in the Premier League. And for how much? Let me type his name in. Signs for Arsenal. How much did you sign for? Because there's a loan fee plus a permanent. He signed on an initial loan with an option to buy. It was a deal worth 12 million. So, and when you factor in his wages, bro, that was silly. You do stupid things, you win stupid prizes, I guess. That's that. So, yeah, hopefully we can move him on and there could be some resources. I mean, it looks like Roma, Sevilla, and Real Sociedad have made contact for Josemar. Well, he doesn't seem to have many admirers. We spoke about that on Twitch. But yeah, it is what it is. Speaking of midfielders, Lucas Torreira is drawing interest from Roma. An old idea for Roma midfield. Lucas Torreira, after leaving Fiorentina for good, may be a new name for Roma. The Viola, Fiorentina decided not to redeem the Uruguayan player. I mean, why not? Jose Mourinho said he wanted a midfielder. You know, I'm surprised there's been no Xhaka talks and whatnot. You know, you did have Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Clearly, you weren't convinced in him at right back or in midfield. Torreira would be able to stay in Italy. He'd be playing under a great gaffer in Jose and whatnot, and you'd have your future sorted. So why not, man? Bring that. I'm all for that. Arsenal pushing for agreement for main transfer target Gabriel Jesus today. Arsenal will enter further talks with Manchester City today in an attempt to reach an agreement to sign Gabriel Jesus, according to reports. Once again, people, he's still the main target of Arsenal as of today. In the next few hours, there will be new contacts to understand if they can reach an agreement or move on to other targets, people. So at this moment in time, it appears that